Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Frieren Friday. It has been a while, and this is a hugely momentous day because we are starting Season 2. Episode 1 just released today, and so we're going to check it out. I hope that this video will be uploaded on the same day. I can't promise anything, but if you see this on Friday, the day of release, woo, I did it, I guess. But otherwise, I apologize. It does just sometimes take me a bit to edit these things, especially when I talk for so long at the end of an episode. If I talk for a long time, who knows what's going to happen. I just wanted to say a couple of things before we actually do start. The first thing is that, very sadly, actually, this might be the only Free Room Friday I will be participating in for this second season. Actually, funnily enough, now that I'm saying that out loud, second season, it might be second season Saturdays. I was going to call it Stark Saturdays, but second season Saturdays might work a bit better. The reason for that being that my wife generally, for the most part, has Fridays off, so she's at home, and I like to spend time with my wife when she's at home. I don't want to be recording, editing, anything like that, so I won't be watching the episodes, and I won't be editing them, uploading them and everything on the day of release. So it might just be Saturday uploads from going forward, but she is off tomorrow on the Saturday, so she's working today, the Friday. Not that that's important or anything, so that's why I'm able to get this one out there. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. It's not super important, but just in case in future, like, I don't want to sound self-important or like anything like that, but just in case there is ever a case where you might be wondering why there isn't an upload the day of, it's because I haven't been able to watch it. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm like a super popular uploader or anything that people are waiting for what I want to see. I just want to get that information out there. So what do I want to see from season 2? Well, first of all, the first thing I want to hear is an opening by Yorishika yet again. She did a phenomenal job with that first opening, and I absolutely loved it. The animation as well, of course, was incredible. But then that's no surprise when Madhouse is at the helm, right? So I want to hear another Yorishika opening. I don't know what we're getting, for the record. I don't know what it's going to be. And I want to hear Millet ending yet again, because that first ending and the second part, then the second ending, technically it's the same song, but the second one, I uploaded a video ages ago where Pinecino had curated a list of anime openings and endings. You know how it works in the channel. He included the second version of the Frieren ending, so I didn't see the first version and the second version without even seeing the series itself. I think it brought me to tears, or it brought me very close to tears. So that's how incredible that ending is. I didn't even know the series at that point, and it brought me to that emotional state. So I want to see more of that. I want more of that beautiful artwork from that ending as well. And I want to hear Millet's beautiful voice once again. That's what I want to see and hear, opening ending wise. But of course, within the series itself, what are we going to see? We're going to see them work towards Icehurst. We're going to pick up right where we left off with that amazing, amazing scene of "It would be embarrassing when we meet again." What a spectacular scene that was. It moved me so much. It really, like, I have that video out there. If you want to go check it out, you can. It moved me for many reasons, including personal reasons, which I did share in the video. I'm kind of scared to actually start this episode. I don't know if it's obvious by the fact that I'm talking so much, but also forgive me, I was picking at a spot on my lip. It's not a cold sore or anything. It is just a spot. I probably shouldn't have been picking at it, but yeah. It is what it is. It's there now. I'm not ready to start. Second season of Frieren. It's strangely daunting. I don't know why. I think it's because it's hard to bring myself back to that state of like watching Frieren every week like I was doing before. I, not for bad reasons. I did give Frieren season 1 a 10 out of 10. It's just like it took a lot out of me, and I don't know if I'm ready to go back into that, but I am ready for this incredible story to continue, this incredible series. I want to hear more Evan Call OST. I want to see these characters continue on their journey, and yeah, We're going to see what we get. One thing I will say, I have seen promotional artwork for Season 2 where it looks like they're in the Crystal Caves from Dark Souls. So yeah, all I'm going to say is I hope they've brought prism stones so that they can see their way across this vast void, emptiness, whatever it happens to be. But of course, you know, Frieren and Fern, they can just fly across it. We're going to see what we get here. Whew. Yeah. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. Not that it's super important, but I'm recording this the day before my birthday, so this is like an early birthday present for me. So yeah, let's just check this one out. Frieren, Season 2, Episode number 1. Let's go. Oh wow, we're picking up right where we left off with that scene I was just talking about. Wow, it takes me back seeing like the montage footage with like the OST in the background. It's incredible. It's so good to be back. And there she is. And there they are. Shall we go then? We shall. Look at that. It's so good to be back. Frieren beyond Journey's End. We could use some cold hard cash. You didn't get some money during the test? Were you not working, Stark? Why didn't you work? You were doing nothing. Oh shit. Oh, what are they gonna do? Little small jobs again? Oh? This feels familiar? The location or the conversation? That's the end day goal, yep. It is a very long journey. 29 years after the death of Himmel the hero in the Sound Marshes located in the southern reaches, did it say? I didn't get to read that last little bit. No, Stark. You can't work, you can't catch fish. What are you doing? Oh, you did catch a fish. Wow. It's so small. Next time. What are you looking for? Oh? From the past? Aw, she does need her praise. Oh, look at that. Is that a magic blocking? Yes. Oh shit. Oh, that could change everything in a magic filled like a series like this. Imagine one of them had that when they went into the trial before. Wow. They're extremely rare. Shit! They could fund their entire journey? They need to sell it. Bring it to a... Yeah, okay, keep it... Make Stark carry it from all the way back there. Oh? Holy shit! Oh, wow. Look at them, they're standing out like a sore thumb. Oh, they left it behind. They should have just made Stark carry it from way back there. The Northern Plateau. Oh shit. Let's hope it's dormant. It really isn't. Something tells me there's going to be an eruption when they get there. But you have the spell to wash your clothes. Guess it doesn't wash you too, does it? It's just clothes. What were those little squirrels called? From way back then when? I think it was also like episode 4, I think. Or was it 3? What? Shit. An underground cave. You're being weighed down? Oh shit, it's the underground cave full of these crystals. It is. Oh, this is the... So the crystal caves are actually... Yeah. Wow. This is worth a lot of money right here. Damn, I really hope they do have prism stones. You won't be able to break it. Yeah. You have to use one of those to cut it. Oh? Oh shit, look at that. We're taking it back to when we met Stark and he's just hammering into the wall. Don't tell Stark there's something he can't do. Oh, we're counting on you. We're just regular old people, whereas you're the one with all the strength. Wow, this really does remind me of Dark Souls. That's crazy. Or we gotta find Seath? Is that Seath's remains? Are those Seath's remains, rather? Very pretty location. Fishing. Wow, the way they had to use stones to try and break it, that's really funny. To start a fire. Stark, it's time. Of course. I mean, I'd be worried too. Can't do anything. Have the outlines got thicker, or am I crazy? Wow, that shot was insane. And there it is, the monster of the cave. Oh, it's a big salamander. Shit, it went for her. Did it sense her strength? Apex Dragon? We got this, Stark. This is your time. You were in the sidelines for too long. That's true. We have to trust in each other. No, you don't. Not anymore. Oh? Oh, they are running. Wow. Stark isn't ready for that. We get our first flashback. And who else supposedly did that? Stark. Wow. Every time I see Himmel, I'm like, here come the tears. Holy shit. Wow, Frieren's arm there? Holy shit. And when it matters, he jumps in front of it. Jeez. Wow. Shall we run then? Aw. Just goes to show even the party of heroes, they would run too. The party of heroes also employed the JoJo family technique. I love it. She can only smile. But they got out of there. It's okay to run when you know you can't win. Stark, I know you will do the right thing when it comes to it, when it matters. I was looking forward to seeing Stark fight, I'm not gonna lie, but I love the story there. Time to be carried. Shall we go then? Episode number 29. The first words of the episode. 29 years after the Grand Saft. I didn't get read it. Grand Saft Forest. 29 years after the death of Himmel the hero. He's really turned into a fisher lately. No, you won't. Aww. Mirrored Lotus bracelet. We all know what that means.
フリーレン様からもらった髪飾りも綺麗になりましたよ。杖だってそうだけど、フェルンって楽しそうに道具の手入れをする。
It's things that matter to her.
そうですか。
Things she was given by the people she cares about and loves.
誰かからもらったものだからでしょうか。
Yeah, from people you know and love.
故郷も何も
Well, maybe you wouldn't admit to loving them, but, you know.
こうして大事なものが増えていくのが嬉しいのかもしれません。
I love that sentiment.
頑張って選んだ甲斐があったかな。
It was worth the effort.
なんで知っているの？
The outlines do seem thicker at times. Ah, he just went fishing.
別に怒っていませんよ。
He does feel really bad.
ねえシュタルク、思ったんだけどさ。
That's dangerous. You've been thinking, Frieren?
もしかして今ちょっと空気が悪い？
Why would you just bring it up?
フリーレンもそういうの分かるようになってきたのか。ちょっと感動。
I'm kind of
たまにこういう
impressed
ことあるよね。
from time to time. That's funny.
もし居心地が悪いならちゃんと言ってね。シュタルクを無理やりパーティーに誘ったの。
He needs another guy. He needs Zine
フ
back.
リーレン、俺は、あ、
分かれ道ですね。
Oh, which way says Outsourced? Neutral Harbor and
こっちが北部高原方
Weite?
面、あっちがノイトラール港方面だね。
フリーレン、あれってもしかして宿屋か？
So you can rest there and then go the other way if needs be?
フリーレンじゃね
Oh shit, look, it's Veerbell! What are they doing
え
here?
早い再会だったな。
That was much sooner than expected.
フレッサーの討伐の時は助かったぜ。
Oh, they took it out. Oh, that's really funny. We didn't get to see that.
北の果てでまた魔族が暴れ始めたらしく。
And you're on your way there to
大急ぎ
make
で帰る
things
ことに
right,
なった
yeah. What spell did you
こい
take?
つらとはテートの港町まで一緒だ。
Of course you are.
いい年したおっさんだろ？何やってんだよ。
Psst.
あのな、
Juke
一時
roll,
の俺は
man.
まだおっさんじゃねえぞ。つい最近まで20代だったんだ。
You're in your 30s?
別
Really?
のおっさんもよく言っていたな。
Zine.
それでシュタルク
I can't wait to catch up with that
あ
guy.
の話は考えてくれたか。
No, we're not leaving the party. Join our party, though.
北の果ての戦況はだいぶ悪くて、
Oh, you want him to help?
前衛が圧倒的に不足している。戦線を安定させるまでの
2 or
2-3
3
年だけ
years?
でも
Holy
支えてほしい
shit.
前にも言っただろう、ビアベル。俺はこのパーティーの前衛だ。
そうか。
But as Frieren said, she kind of forced you into it, so what do you
北の果
want?
てを守るためなら
Stark, that's what you need to
何だっ
learn.
てやる。
That's fair.
フリーレン、こいつ届いてみるか。
Do what you can.
勝手にすればいい。
うん。
Aw, Fern doesn't want to lose him.
もしかしたらシュタルクにとって私たちのパーティーは窮屈だったのか
I
もしれ
don't
ない。
think that's the key is. I just think he does lack having a bond with someone that he can literally relate to. Whereas with Fern, he kind of butts heads with her a lot.
シュタルク様、
And with Zine, at least there was another guy at the in the past.
シュタルク様はそれでいいんですか？
Fern's in the dark. Look at that imagery
俺
there.
がなんでこのパーティーにいると思う？フリーレンたちと初めて出会った時さ。本当はもう限界だったんだ。
Yeah, that you
す
were.
べてを放り投げて、村を見捨てて逃げ出そうとしていた。最低だろ？
You don't suck at all.
フリーレンはさ、俺のことを無理やりパーティーに誘ったって言っていたけど、違うんだ。
Oh, it was this moment with Fern. Oh,
シュタルク様は逃げないと思
it
いま
was
す。
the confidence she instilled in you. That's so
あの
sweet.
夜にフェルンが俺の背中を押してくれたから、一緒に旅がしたいと思ってパーティーに加わったんだ。
Travel with you. Oh,
フェルンは気がついていないだろうけど
that's
さ、
so sweet.
臆病な俺をここまで引っ張ってきてくれたのはフリーレンだけじゃないんだぜ。
That's so nice.
俺はどこにも行かないよ。
We wouldn't want you to.
だからもっと優しくして。
That's so funny.
じゃあおいで。いっぱいあげます。
Come here, I'll pet you.
何企んでるの？怖い。
めんどくさいなこいつ。
Wow, that animation for that simple scene over there, where she was pulling her hair around. I think Fern's realizing a few things. Or confirming a few things that she's already realized. And it's the last thing she removed. And it's the thing she held most fondly. That was such a nice scene just there where she was like looking at everything.
ちなみに3人は船で向かう気はないのか。
カイロは莫大な路銀がかかります。
We don't have the money.
まあ北部高原は師匠たちも通った道だしな。
My master's party.
変な依頼を受けたり、厄介事に巻き込まれたり。
That's the joy of it all.
お前らにはお前らの冒険があるってことだな。どうせ北の果てにもいつか来るんだろう。
That we will. And we'll see you there again, I'm sure. Yeah.
また会おうぜ。
That was a nice little catch up. And it was really important for Stark's character and Fern. I think that understanding of each other, or Fern's understanding of Stark, I guess. So yeah, I really love that. I'm glad that we got that little catch up moment. The birds flying away. The episode itself then, wow. It was so great to immediately be greeted by Evan Call's incredible OST once again with, you know, it picks up right where it left off with that scene on the bridge. We then see some of the montage kind of visuals that we're so used to seeing in Frieren, and it felt like I was back. Like, it felt like I was back where I need to be. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It was right. It was great. I that initial moment of like, we're back, and not even in like a jokey memey like we are so back kind of way, but we're back, and it means so much. Like, I can't tell you how much the series means to me already, and we're only one episode into season 2, but wow, it's so good to be back and seeing the gang smiling at me. That was everything I needed. Seeing Stark, Frieren, and of course Fern standing there smiling, all of them, that's what I needed. That's exactly what I needed. The ironic thing is I just finished talking about the opening and ending for quite some time, and you know, normally it's the episodes themselves, especially within Frieren, that I talk about for a lengthy period of time, but I feel like this episode I don't have as much to say than I would have thought, because I did talk about a lot of what I wanted to talk about, and I shared my thoughts on certain things as the episode was airing. So really all I would do there is just mention it again, or kind of build on what I was saying there, you know? And the first words that we hear in this episode are the name of the episode itself, the title of the episode number 29, Shall We Go Then? I think it's so incredible and so well done as well. Like, I really do have so much praise for the fact that they did it this way. Last words that we heard at the end of season 1, episode number 28, of course, were, "It would be embarrassing when we meet again." Those were the last words we heard. And then the first words that we hear at the beginning of episode 1, season 2, "Shall we go then?" So it's almost like it's telling you, you know, it'll be embarrassing when we meet again to, you know, feel sad about, you know, saying goodbye. So let's go. It's kind of like, shall we go then? And, you know, I could just imagine that this followed up immediately after she said that, even though we as viewers were treated to a beautiful scene showing, you know, Himmel. But yeah, incredible. We're not even told the name of this episode till much later on, which is very interesting. So they're talking about the fact that they've got no money, and Fern's talking about how they're going to have to get jobs to work so that they can earn money for their adventure, their journey. And Stark's like, "Oh, you're already thinking too far ahead. We still have a little money." But Fern, of course, being someone who thinks ahead, shares that fact. And Frieren's just sitting there like, this feels familiar. So it's making me think that, you know, obviously it's maybe not so much the location as I kind of thought maybe while I was watching the episode, but the scene itself. We've probably seen something like this already with the old party, you know, the party of heroes, and I've already forgotten it, or this is a scene that we'll maybe see way down the line where Himmel maybe said something very similar, or maybe it was Eisen. Who knows who has their head screwed on properly during those encounters, those moments back with the old party. We learn that Stark cannot catch fish for shit, despite the fact that we see him trying several times within this episode. And I think it's really sweet that when he catches the tiny fish, he says he'll do better next time, he'll catch a bigger one. And then we see him try 2 more times throughout this episode on separate occasions, going to try to fish. So he said he would do better, and he is trying. He is willing to go out there and do this and prove that he can do it. So it shows a little of the stubbornness of Stark, but also the determination to do better and to fulfill his word, I guess. So yeah, I love that. I love that we got to see it. And this was a great episode for Stark, let me just say as well. I'm not sure how Frieren knew, but there was a magic nullifying crystal hidden in a bush, and Frieren was able to find it. She was like, it should be around here somewhere. So I don't know if she sensed it or not, but you know, considering the fact that it's magic nullifying, I don't know how she would have sensed it. Fern hates it. And I really did think they were going to bring this with them so that they could sell it. I thought that they would have Stark walk it all the way in the background until they got to the next city so they could sell it. That obviously didn't happen. They just left it behind, but not before Frieren showed off one of the coolest things that it can do, and that being that it could light up this huge, like, beaming light that you can see it from so far away. I wonder if that's going to be important down the line, and I wonder if these magic nullifying crystals are going to be important down the line, because this is how you beat a mage. This just completely knocks out their abilities altogether unless they gain some distance. So if you're carrying one of these and you can remain close to a mage, you can take them out. You can, you know, you can best them, because if they've got no physical training, then like battle training, like hand-to-hand combat sort of thing, they won't be able to do too much. So introducing something like this is very curious, and I think we should be taking note. The scene where Frieren actually lights up the crystal as well was animated insanely. Like there was like it impact frames kind of like in there, like it just like flashed and the screen went black and everything. You saw the light up, and yeah, it was so remarkably well done. Very surprising. I would have just expected this bright light, but you know, not when it's Madhouse involved, not when it's Frieren involved. This is going to look insane, even for something so simple. As they're walking away, you can see that this thing has still got so much light to it. It's not just while you're putting mana into it. It seems to last for a lengthy period of time. I wonder how long it lasts. We're not given that answer. And yeah, it's lighting up from so far away and you can still see it. And that's when we learn about what's to come before they get to Icehurst, I believe. And they have to overcome some like forest, I can't remember what they called it, and a volcanic area. But this volcanic area thankfully has not had an eruption in very, very, very long time. And it's mostly used for hot springs now. So, you know, Fern's looking forward to those hot springs, but I can only imagine that we're going to get some crazy shit and there's going to be an eruption. Like, that's where my mind goes to immediately. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that they have a peaceful, nice time traveling through there, but I can only assume the worst. As they're walking by, Frieren says for them to wait up, and she starts to talk about the ground, which is immediately then when the ground opens up, swallows them up, and they start to fall. And thankfully we got two people who can fly, hover, whatever happens to be that they can do, and they're able to kind of like, you know, fly, and it's like, okay, they're going to get out of there, it's fine. But that's then when they start to fall because they cannot use their magic. The whole cave below them is filled with magic nullifying crystals. One of the biggest reservoirs of this material that Frieren has ever seen. So whoever the next guy is that comes across this cave can be a very rich person if they are able to, you know, get any of the crystals from this place, which we obviously learn is not going to be that possible because you cannot break these things with normal means. Stark did try though, and that's then when Frieren said something very interesting in that some things are out of humanity's reach. That's very curious because one of those things should be death, whereas Frieren is an elf who isn't really shackled by the concepts of life and death, right? So yeah, it's just a very, very curious little quote that she adds there that makes me think of that in particular. But we love that Stark tried anyway. The goddess loves a trier. Frieren points out to Stark that they're depending on him and that she trusts him with his life, with their lives. And yeah, it means a lot for us to hear this, and as well for Stark to hear this, because we knew that this would be true. Like we knew Frieren would see things this way, but for her to say it to Stark, I love it, because Stark does have a lot of doubt in himself sometimes, and he's not very confident in his abilities, what he can do or anything like that. So hearing like, hey, you're our frontliner, we're a party together, like we trust in you, it's great. I love it so much. And it also kind of shows how she's parroting the words of Himmel a little after this, because we see a scene later on with Himmel, kind of saying these same things. Before all that, we got to see a lot of dead animal bones. So that tells you that something is here, something scary. And yeah, Frieren is somehow sleeping like an absolute baby. Something interesting I wanted to point out is that Fern, who has throughout this journey been talking about how, you know, she doesn't love magic all that much, it's not something she particularly loves. The fact that she cannot use magic right now, she doesn't like it. It worries her. And she's talking about how it feels like she's been plunged into darkness, with this crazy imagery of the three of them being engulfed by this darkness, this vast emptiness. So it makes you question, you know, like how she truly views magic, like, because she does look very down while she's saying this. So I wonder if anything's changed for her, I guess. And this is then when a huge apex dragon shows up. And I feel like we've maybe seen something like this before. Maybe I'm imagining things. The first thing it does is try to attack Frieren, who is pulled out of the way and saved by Stark. So he went into danger, yanked her out of there and saved her life. Frieren shares how she trusts him with her life, and that's how parties function. That's how good parties function. You know, he is their frontliner and she trusts him entirely. And when he's saying that he normally flees from moments like this, all she simply says is, "Shall we run away together then?" Which, that's everything. That's it. That's so perfect. It's no longer like running isn't an option. You know, we need to fight. We need to stay here and fight. It's, you're our frontliner. If you want to run, we all run. And I absolutely love and adore that so much. That is so great. Like the writing there really surprised me. It really wasn't what I was expecting. I thought we were going to see a Stark fight here, but I think for Stark's character development, this is really important because it needs to show that he doesn't have to fight every battle, right? Like, he doesn't have to. We will see him fight again, for sure. It's going to happen, but it doesn't have to be every time there's danger. And this we see emphasized once again when we go back to the flashback with Himmel and the party. And he says something very similar to Eisen when Eisen says that he's someone who fled and he doesn't believe himself to be this courageous figure. We see the party of heroes insanely locked in against this dragon. The animation within the sequence is phenomenal. You see the intensity of the action. You see the danger of the action because of the flames that are flying everywhere and the destruction of the area and everything. And even Frieren's right arm has been completely wrecked. You see like scarring all up her arm, her clothes tattered, and she's just standing there, you know, hunched over. So there's been a lot of damage here. The party is going through it. The dragon looks completely untouched. The interesting thing about this, like the fact that the dragon is completely like black, I'm wondering if this is a shadow dragon. Of course, we have a shadow dragon's horn that is in Frieren's briefcase of many different things. So I wonder if this is us seeing their first encounter with a shadow dragon, and it seems that they did not defeat it on their first encounter. They might have defeated it on another encounter, who knows. But anyway, they decide to flee because Eisen jumps into danger. He blocks damage. He does so much. He's the frontliner. He is incredible. He is amazing. And he does all that he can. He stops boulders from crashing into them. He's great. Eisen is great. And even he gets knocked out by this dragon. He's sent flying. So that's then when Himmel decides he's going to pick up Frieren, and he looks to Hyder and says, "Shall we run then?" And I loved it. It's very kind of similar to the name of this episode. You know, in that "shall we go then?" Like, shall we go then? Shall we run then? Like, it's really funny and interesting, and I love it so much that there's that similarity in the two things. And then we see that reflected in Stark carrying the two girls out of there as they are running. And yeah, I love it. Frieren smiles during that scene, thinking back to the days where she was being carried by Himmel away from that big dragon, that scary dragon, which I'm going to assume is a shadow dragon. And when they leave, you know, they talk about how scary it was and everything, and nobody's upset, nobody's mad with Stark. They're a party. They encourage each other. And then Frieren, of course, yet again says, "Shall we go then?" Yet again, she says it. And Stark this time jumps in like, "I can't, my legs won't work," which is really, really funny. And then that's when we get the name of the episode. After the second time she says, "Shall we go then?" We get this really sweet scene with Frieren and Fern, where Fern is talking about how she's cleaned all of the important things, that being the hairpin, her staff is always well maintained, and the bracelet, of course, from Stark. And she does really seem to hold and touch, like, look at this bracelet in particular with so much fondness. And I can't wait for the moment where Stark and Fern, talk about their feelings, how they feel about each other, because it's going to happen at some point in the series. And if it doesn't, that's also fine, because that's not what the series is about. But it's just really nice to see just how much that means to her. And she does talk about how these things mean a lot to her, because she never had anything in the war-torn land that she came from, and having these things that were gifted to her by people she cares about makes them all the more important, and it makes her want to maintain and protect these things more than ever. But then poor Stark, who decided he was going to go fishing, walks in on them during this scene, and they are trying to bathe themselves, so they're not exactly like nude or anything, but they're not wearing their usual clothes. They're a bit more exposed than usual. So Stark is immediately like, oh shit, and he starts apologizing, but the girls don't seem to mind as much. Fern did call him a pervert, but they're not really giving him a hard time over it, which I love seeing that development, because I feel like 15 episodes ago Fern would have given him a lot of shit over this. And then we see them traveling, and Stark is sitting like, he's so quiet, he's not looking up, and Frieren's all like, I've been thinking, Stark, are you embarrassed? And then Stark's like, wow, even you're realizing these things? That's not good. And she's like, yeah, that sometimes happens. It was a really, really funny scene. So then we get something really important here, where Frieren's like, I'm the one that forced you to join us, so if you feel uncomfortable being in this party, all you have to do is say so. Like, I love how matter of fact Frieren is. Like, she's not going to be upset, she's not going to be super bummed about the fact that he would have left her or anything. She wants the best for him, and I do genuinely believe that. I do think she cares about him greatly. I can understand where she's coming from here, where she's saying all this, because I love her awareness, I guess, is what I'm trying to go for. But before he can say anything, they get to a crossroads where they have to decide which way they're going to go. So they go to the way that has the inn, and they decide that they're going to stay there, which is where they run into Virbel. Virbel shares that the demons are acting up in a huge way all the way far north, and so he wants to recruit Stark, and he asks Frieren, hey, can I try to recruit Stark for my needs up north? And Frieren's like, have at it, go for it, try. But Stark turns them down. But I love this, because Fern starts to worry that Stark is going to leave, and this is really great to see, because we don't see her showing as much care for Stark as maybe we would like to see all the time. But the entire time this episode, all I could think of was, Stark needs a man with them. Stark needs someone like Zine. Stark needs someone like Virbel that he can kind of bounce off of, because he doesn't have anyone like that. He just has Fern and Frieren. But yeah, as they're kind of trying to get Stark to be recruited and join them, we do see that Frieren's like, maybe he does find it restrictive traveling with us. So then we get the next scene, which is, nighttime, and Fern in the darkness with Stark with some light on him. She's in the dark. She doesn't understand Stark. She doesn't understand where he's coming from. And this is where Stark clues her into something super important and super relevant to their journey and why he's there with them. And he shares that he is there not because of Frieren dragging him along, but because of the words that Fern said to him that night when she went out to see him, and shared that he could do anything, basically. Like, she gave him the confidence to stand up and do what was needed and what was necessary. She didn't say you have to. She didn't say anything like that. She just gave him the confidence to fight and do what had to be done, do what needed to be done when it had to be done. From then on, he wanted to join them. And Fern is like, wow, I basically didn't know that. Like, I think it's really, really incredible, that scene, because he was ready to leave. He was ready to run away and abandon the village. And he says he's not going anywhere. And from there, we see Fern smiling, followed by immediately being surprised, because he immediately goes from smiling at her to looking glum and saying, so be nicer to me. And I love that so much, because yeah, he's a little soft boy at heart. He does have feelings, and he wants Fern to be nicer to him, and I think we're going to see that going forward, because she does share that she will. So she's like, do you want me to give you head pats? And he flees to the other side, and he's like, I don't know what you're plotting, but I don't like it. I don't want it. So it shows that they're gonna have to get each trust from one another. Like, this is the start of them understanding each other more, and I love it so much. And then we get to see the scene where Fern is looking at the bracelet with so much fondness, smiling and thinking about Stark, of course, and when they were fleeing, and she was so worried, and she looked down and saw the bracelet, and I think that gave her some comfort having that bracelet there, and realizing, you know, this is Stark that's carrying me. We're going to be fine. Like, she has that trust in her frontliner now, I think, that Frieren did. And I think these moments within this episode kind of gave her that confidence to have that trust in him. I'm not saying she didn't have that trust in him, but I feel like now she is on board the same way Frieren is, where we're a party. I trust my whole life with you. I think that this is kind of what this tells us really importantly. And after this, we get some more reinforcement of the journey that we're going on. We're going to be taking up odd jobs. We're going to be traveling by road, by foot, and we're going to be doing what it takes to get there. We're not going to be, you know, going on boats. We can't afford it and all this here. We're going to enjoy the journey. We're going to enjoy the travel. We're going to enjoy the adventure. And we will meet you, Virbel, when we see you again in the far north. And that's kind of how this episode wraps up, and I loved it so much. It was a beautiful episode. I loved it. It was a great way to jump back into season 2. And yeah, I don't know what's going to come next, but I'm very excited for it. And I'm going to wrap this one up because I feel my throat getting really sore. I feel my chest getting tight. I've been talking for so long, and yeah, it's so good to be back. I'm so glad that we're back with Frieren. What a great way to kick this off. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Check out other Frieren content on the channel. It will be around this screen in the outro and in the description down below. You can click links. Check out the opening and ending video that I uploaded earlier today. I hope it's earlier today, depending on how long it takes to edit, because I've been talking for so long. But yeah, leave a comment down below letting me know how excited you are that Frieren is back. Again, I will not be uploading videos every Friday because sadly that's not possible for me to do, but expect episodes for Frieren every week on the channel. Second season Saturdays are here. If you want to show even more support, you can share this with someone who you think might enjoy Frieren reaction content. And of course, hit the notification bell so you will be notified when videos like this one do go live on the channel. But yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.